When we look at the world, we see many beautiful things: the light of the morning sun, the sound of birds in the trees, the smile of someone we love. These moments bring joy to our hearts. But often, when we meet something beautiful, we want to hold it forever. We think, I want this never to change. I want this to stay with me always. In that moment, our joy begins to carry a shadow, because deep inside, we know that everything changes. The flower in spring is soft and bright, but soon it will fall. The laughter of a friend warms us, but later we may part. The sky is clear and wide, but clouds will come. This is the natural way of life. Nothing can be held in the hand forever, no matter how tightly we try to close our fingers around it. When we try, the beauty begins to feel heavy, and what was once light turns into a burden. To see the world without clinging is not to close our eyes to beauty. It is the opposite. It means to open our eyes more fully, to see the flower, the sky, the smile, just as they are, without fear of losing them. In this way, beauty is brighter because it is free. Our hearts also become free because we are not struggling to keep what cannot be kept. When we allow beauty to come and go, like the wind through an open window, we begin to love the world in a deeper and gentler way. Change is not something outside of life. Change is life itself. From the moment we are born, every breath shows us this truth. The air enters, the air leaves. The body grows, then grows old. Seasons come and go. We may try to resist, but still, change continues. It is the rhythm of the world, like the rising and setting of the sun. Many people suffer because they believe change is their enemy. They say, I wish things could stay the same. I want my youth, my health, my relationships, my possessions to last forever. But when we look closely, we see that this is not possible. A river never stops flowing. To hold one drop and call it the whole river is to misunderstand its nature. When we see that change is natural, we begin to relax. We understand that nothing is truly lost, but everything is transformed. The tree drops its leaves, but new ones grow. The night becomes morning, and morning becomes night again. Even our joys and sorrows rise and fall like waves. None stay forever, but none disappear without giving something new in return. To love the world without clinging, we must walk with change as a friend. Instead of fighting it, we bow to it. We say, yes, you are here, and soon you will move on. In this way, our hearts are not broken when life shifts. Instead, we are carried gently by its movement, like a leaf on a stream. To accept change is not weakness. It is strength, because it allows us to live in harmony with the truth of existence. When we look deeply into our hearts, we see many kinds of desire. We want comfort, we want success, we want recognition, and we want love that will never change. Desire itself is not always wrong. It can guide us to eat when we are hungry, or to rest when we are tired. But when desire grows without limit, it becomes a chain around the heart. It tells us that we are never complete, never satisfied, never at peace with what is here now. The problem with desire is that it always asks for more. When we get what we want, the feeling of joy soon fades, and then another desire rises. If we buy a new thing, soon it feels old. If we achieve one goal, soon another goal appears. We begin to chase one desire after another, like a thirsty person drinking salt water. The more we drink, the more thirsty we become. This endless chase brings suffering, because the world cannot give us permanent satisfaction. Nothing outside of us lasts forever, and nothing outside of us can fill the longing we carry when desire rules our lives. We may cling to people, to objects, or to moments, but still they slip away. True freedom comes when we see this clearly. To love the world without clinging is to appreciate what comes to us without making it into a prison of desire. We can enjoy beauty, kindness, and joy without demanding that they stay forever. Then, our love becomes gentle and light, not heavy with fear or greed. Desire creates suffering when it rules us, but when we release it, the heart discovers a peace that no possession or achievement can give. There is a simple but powerful lesson in learning to enjoy something without needing to own it. Think of the sky at sunset, its colors spread across the horizon, painting the world with gold and red. We stand and watch, and our hearts feel full. Yet we never think of putting the sky in a box or carrying it home. We simply enjoy it as it is, and when it fades we accept its passing. In this way, we taste the beauty deeply, without burden. But in daily life, we often forget this. When we meet someone kind, we may wish to hold on to them forever. When we see a beautiful object, we may feel we must buy it to keep the feeling alive. When we experience a joyful moment, we may try to repeat it again and again. In each case, the desire to possess begins to cover the simple joy of appreciation. The heart grows restless because it is busy holding instead of simply receiving. To appreciate without possession means to let the world touch us and leave us without resistance. It does not mean we close our hearts or stop caring. It means we open our hearts wider so that everything can enter freely and also depart freely. Love, beauty, and peace come to us in this way, not as treasures to be locked away, but as gifts that pass through our lives. When we practice this kind of appreciation, we notice that the world gives us countless gifts each day. A bird's song, the laughter of a child, the fresh air after rain. None of these can be owned, but all of them can be deeply enjoyed. The more we live in this way, the lighter our hearts become, and the more natural our love for the world feels. In our modern world, people often believe that happiness comes from more things, more achievements, more recognition. Yet when we look closely, we see that the heart often feels most peaceful when life is simple. A warm meal, a quiet walk, a kind word. These small moments carry a joy that is light and gentle. It does not overwhelm us, and it does not leave us empty afterward. Simplicity allows us to notice what truly matters. When our lives are crowded with too many things, our attention is pulled in many directions. We rush from one task to another, and we forget to pause. But when life is simpler, even ordinary experiences shine. Drinking tea becomes a moment of calm. Sitting with a friend becomes a treasure. Watching the wind move the leaves becomes a gift. Simplicity does not mean poverty or rejecting the world. It means choosing what is enough. It means understanding that joy does not grow from endless desire, but from being present with what is already here. When we stop filling our hands with more and more, we discover they are free to hold what truly brings peace. The gentle joy of simplicity also softens our love for the world. We no longer need to control or cling to every detail. We see beauty in the plain, we find peace in the ordinary, and we welcome each day without heavy demands. In this way, our lives become lighter and our hearts more open. Loving the world becomes natural because we are not burdened by wanting it to be something different. We can simply love it as it is, with quiet gratitude. Many of us spend much of our time wishing life were different. We hope for better weather, kinder people, easier days. We dream of a future where everything finally feels perfect. But while our minds are busy with these wishes, the present moment quietly slips away. We miss the life that is already here. To open the heart to life as it is means to welcome both its brightness and its shadows. A day of sunshine feels pleasant, but a day of rain has its own gift. A joyful meeting warms us, but even a moment of sorrow can teach us tenderness. When we open our hearts, We stop dividing life into good and bad, and we begin to see that everything has a place in the great pattern of existence. This acceptance does not mean we never act to improve our lives. It means we stop fighting reality with anger or fear. We say, "This is here now, and I will meet it with a steady heart." In this way, we are no longer pushed and pulled by every change. We stand like a tree, firm yet flexible, with roots deep in the earth and branches open to the sky. When the heart opens in this way, love becomes wide and gentle. We do not cling to what pleases us, and we do not close ourselves to what challenges us. We learn to embrace the whole of life without demand, and in that openness, a quiet joy arises. It is the joy of being alive, here and now, without needing the world to be any different. When we hold too tightly to something, we may believe we are protecting it, but often we are only creating suffering for ourselves. Imagine holding a handful of sand. If you keep your palm open, the sand rests gently there. But if you close your fist around it, the grains slip through your fingers, and your hand grows tired from the effort. In the same way, clinging to people, objects, or even ideas makes our hearts heavy and restless. Clinging brings fear. We fear losing what we have, and we fear not gaining what we want. Even when life is going well, a quiet worry follows us. What if it changes? What if it disappears? This fear makes us unable to enjoy the present fully, because our minds are already worrying about the future. The joy that was once light becomes heavy under the weight of attachment. But when we release this clinging, something remarkable happens. The heart feels lighter, as if a stone has been lifted from our chest. We discover that letting go does not mean losing love or beauty. It means allowing them to flow naturally, without chains. Just as a bird is most beautiful when it flies free, love is most beautiful when it is not forced to stay. The freedom of release is not cold or distant. It is warm, because it trusts the natural movement of life. We can still care deeply. We can still treasure moments, but we do not carry the burden of trying to make them last forever. In this way, our love for the world becomes gentle, unafraid, and free. And with this freedom, peace quietly enters our lives. At first, impermanence may seem like a painful truth. Everything we love will change. Our bodies grow old, friends move away, seasons shift, and even the strongest mountains are slowly shaped by time. When we think of this, our hearts may feel heavy. We may wish for a world where nothing fades. But such a world does not exist. The nature of life is impermanence. Yet within this truth lies a deep peace. Because everything changes, sorrow does not last forever. Because everything changes, fresh opportunities appear. A broken heart heals. A dark night gives way to morning, and even our struggles become the ground for new strength. Impermanence is not only the end of things, it is also the source of new beginnings. When we accept impermanence, we stop fighting the natural flow of life. We no longer demand that beauty stays or that difficulty disappears instantly. We see both as passing clouds in the wide sky. Some are bright, some are dark, but none remain forever. This understanding softens our fear, because we know that both joy and pain will move on. Peace arises when we rest in this truth. We can love the world without grasping it, because we know its changing nature is what gives it life. The flower is precious, because it will not bloom forever. The laughter of today is sweet, because it will not repeat in exactly the same way. Instead of sadness, this brings appreciation. Each moment becomes a gift, shining, because it is brief. To find peace in impermanence is to live with an open heart, ready to welcome what comes and to release what goes. In this way, impermanence becomes not an enemy, but a gentle teacher of freedom. Much of our suffering comes from the desire to control the world. We want people to act the way we expect. We want events to follow our plans. We want life to move according to our design. But the world is vast, and it does not bend to our wishes. The more we try to control it, the more frustrated and exhausted we become. Respecting the world means seeing it as it is, not as we demand it to be. A river flows according to its own path. We cannot order it to run straight, but we can walk alongside it, admire its beauty, and even learn from its movement. In the same way, people and situations have their own natural ways. To force them into our shape is to fight endlessly with reality. When we release the need to control, we discover a gentler strength. We can still act with care and wisdom, but our actions are no longer heavy with anger or fear. We do what is possible, and we accept what is beyond us. In this way, life becomes smoother, like sailing with the wind instead of against it. Respecting the world also deepens our love for it. We no longer see life as something to conquer, but as something to honor. Each tree, each person, each moment has its place in the great pattern. By letting them be, we open ourselves to their true beauty. Our hearts become calmer because we no longer need to fight what cannot be controlled. To love the world without clinging is also to respect its freedom. And in giving that freedom, we find our own. The world does not need to obey us for us to appreciate it. It only asks that we see it with open eyes and a humble heart. To love the world without clinging is not only a great idea for meditation halls or sacred places. It is something we can live each day, in the ordinary moments of life. Walking lightly means carrying ourselves through the world without leaving heavy marks behind us. It means moving with care, with respect, and with gentleness, even in the smallest actions. When we walk lightly, we do not rush as if the world belongs only to us. We notice the people around us, the air we breathe, the ground beneath our feet. Buying food, greeting a neighbor, or sharing a meal can all become acts of lightness. We do not push, demand, or cling. We meet each moment with calm steps, allowing life to flow naturally. This way of living does not mean weakness or passivity. It means strength that is not loud. It is like water that flows around rocks, shaping them over time without force. Walking lightly allows us to live in harmony, without creating unnecessary conflict or stress. When our lives are filled with clinging, we walk heavily. We push others aside. We hurry to get more. We leave behind restlessness wherever we go. But when we release that weight, our presence itself becomes gentle. Others feel at ease around us, and we too feel at ease within ourselves. Walking lightly is a way of showing love for the world. It is a way of saying, I am here, but I will not harm. I will take only what I need, and I will give back what I can. In this simple attitude, life becomes smoother, kinder, and more free. Each step becomes a quiet blessing. Many times, when people say they love, what they really mean is, I want this person or this thing to stay with me forever. Love becomes tied to demand, and with demand comes fear. We fear that the person will change, that they will leave, or that we will lose what we depend on. In this way, love, which should bring warmth, becomes heavy with worry and control. True love is different. It is a love that does not demand or fear. It does not say, you must stay the same for me to be happy. It simply says, I am grateful you are here in this moment. When we love in this way, our hearts are calm. We are not chasing after tomorrow or holding on to yesterday. We are fully present with the gift before us. This kind of love is gentle, but it is also strong. Because it does not rest on conditions, it cannot be broken by change. When someone we love grows or moves away, the love still remains, because it was never tied to control. It was simply an open heart meeting another being. To practice love without demand is to free both ourselves and the other. We no longer cling to hold them in place, and we no longer live in fear of loss. Instead, we share the time given to us with honesty and care. This love does not fade when circumstances change. It becomes wider, more patient, and more peaceful. When we live with this kind of love, the world itself feels different. Every meeting is precious, but not heavy. Every goodbye carries gratitude, not despair. Love without demand or fear becomes a steady flame, gentle but enduring, lighting our path through life. Life offers us countless gifts, but we often miss them because our eyes are fixed on what is not yet here. We think about the future, planning what we want, or we look back at the past, wishing it could return. In this way, we forget the present, though it is the only place where life truly happens. Gratitude for the present moment is the key to opening our hearts to the richness already around us. When we live with gratitude, even the smallest things shine. A glass of water when we are thirsty, the sound of wind moving through trees, a quiet evening after a long day, each one is a blessing. Gratitude does not require life to be perfect. It simply notices what is good and gives thanks for it, without comparing it to something else. This attitude transforms our relationship with the world. Instead of asking life to give us more, we begin to see how much we already have. The heart grows lighter because it is not burdened by endless demands. Gratitude softens disappointment and eases restlessness. It reminds us that every moment is unique and will never come again, and so it deserves our full attention. When we live in this way, even challenges become teachers. We can be thankful for lessons learned, for strength discovered, for patience practiced. Gratitude does not erase pain, but it changes the way we carry it. To love the world without clinging is to meet each moment with this spirit of thankfulness. We let go of what is gone, we do not grasp at what is not yet here, and we honor the gift of now. In doing so, life itself becomes a continuous expression of quiet joy. When the heart is restless, even small troubles feel heavy. A simple delay can make us angry. A careless word can wound us deeply, and an uncertain future can fill us with fear. But when the heart is calm, the same troubles lose their power. They may still be there, but they no longer control us. Calmness is not indifference. It is the strength to meet life without being shaken at every step. To embrace the world with a calm spirit means to welcome both joy and sorrow, without letting either disturb our balance. The world is full of movement, but within ourselves we can find stillness, like a deep lake beneath the wind. From that place, we can face whatever comes with steadiness. Calmness is not weakness, it is quiet power. When we love with a calm spirit, we do not cling to what we enjoy or reject what we dislike. We meet each experience as part of life's unfolding. If someone is kind to us, we smile with gratitude. If someone misunderstands us, we respond with patience. We do not need to control every situation, because our peace does not depend on outside conditions. This calm spirit also changes the way we love the world. We are no longer desperate for it to satisfy us. Instead, we simply open ourselves to it as it is. The trees, the rivers, the people around us, all are embraced with steady warmth. Nothing needs to be perfect, because peace is already within us. In this way, calmness becomes the ground for love, without clinging. It gives us the freedom to live gently, to accept change, and to care for the world without fear. With a calm spirit, love becomes wide, steady, and enduring. As we come to the end of these reflections, Let us return to the simple truth at the heart of it all. To love the world without clinging is not to reject life, nor is it to close ourselves from its beauty. It is to open fully, to see clearly, and to hold gently. It means allowing the world to be as it is, with all its changes, joys and sorrows, without trying to bind it to our wishes. This way of love is spacious and free. It lets us see beauty without fear of loss. It allows us to care deeply without turning care into control. It reminds us that life is precious because it is brief, and that every moment shines when we meet it with presence. To live in this way is to walk gently, with gratitude in our hearts, knowing that nothing needs to be permanent for it to be meaningful. When we release clinging, we discover that love grows wider, not smaller. It becomes a river that flows through our lives, carrying peace, patience, and compassion to all it touches. In this way, love without clinging becomes not only a path for ourselves, but also a gift we offer to the world. Before I finish, I wish to say how grateful I am for your presence here. Every like, every subscription, every comment, every super thanks, and every member who supports this channel means a great deal. Your kindness and generosity allow these teachings to continue and to reach others who may also find comfort in them. I hold this gratitude sincerely in my heart, and I thank you for walking together on this path, even for a little while.